What if I told you that the greatest joy is not found in starting, but in finishing, that heaven doesn't crown the starter of the race, but the one who endures to the end? We live in an age of distraction, of half-finished dreams, of abandoned callings, of spiritual drift. But there is a joy, a deep, burning, eternal joy, that belongs only to those who finish, a joy not of this world, but of the kingdom, and it is written in the words of Paul, "I have fought the good fight, I have finished the race, I have kept the faith." This, my friend, is the joy of a finished life. Before the first word was spoken over your life, before your heart ever beat, before your name was known to man, God had already seen your end. He is not only the God who begins, but the God who finishes. He does not start what he will abandon. He does not light a spark just to let it die out in the wind. When he begins a good work in you, he is faithful to complete it. The world glorifies beginnings, new ventures, fresh starts, exciting launches. But in the kingdom of God, it is the end that gives glory to the beginning. A seed is not honored for lying in the soil, but for becoming a tree that bears fruit. A race is not celebrated because the runner left the starting line, but because they crossed the finish line. A calling is not fulfilled because it was received. It is fulfilled when it is walked out until the final breath. And this is the mystery of divine purpose. What begins in weakness can end in glory. What begins in obscurity can end in honor. What begins in tears can end in songs of joy. God took a barren woman named Sarah and made her the mother of nations. He took a forgotten shepherd boy named David and brought him to a throne. He took a wooden cross, an instrument of shame, and made it the altar of the world's salvation. The end is not an afterthought. It is the point. It is the fulfillment. The harvest gives meaning to the sowing. The crown gives value to the race. The resurrection gives eternal weight to the crucifixion. So do not be discouraged by small beginnings. Do not despise the days of obscurity, failure, or slow growth. God sees the end from the beginning, and he declares the end as glorious. He is weaving your story in a way that, when it is finished, it will display his faithfulness, his power, and his redemptive love. The glory of your beginning is hidden in the beauty of your ending. Live not just to start well, but to finish strong. Because in God's economy, the end is the true glory of the beginning. Finishing is not for the faint of heart. It is not for those who want only ease, applause, or the comfort of the crowd. Finishing requires fire, the fire that refines, the fire that purifies, the fire that tests not just what you're doing, but who you are becoming. When gold is placed into the furnace, it does not emerge as it went in. The heat separates the impure from the pure. It draws the dross to the surface so it can be removed. In the same way, God allows his chosen ones to walk through fire, not to destroy them, but to prepare them to finish. The fire is not the enemy of your destiny. It is the refining force of your faith. Everyone loves the vision in the beginning. Everyone celebrates the call when it first comes. But what will you do when the vision is delayed, when the cost becomes clear, when the trials increase, and the weight of obedience presses on your soul like Gethsemane's sorrow? What will you do when you find yourself in the fiery furnace like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, surrounded by flames but refusing to bow? If you are to finish, you must pass through the fire. The fire will burn away the pride that says, "I can do this on my own." It will burn the flesh that resists the spirit. It will expose the idols you didn't know you had. It will reveal what you really believe, when no one's watching, when the outcome is uncertain, when everything is on the altar. Even Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, did not finish without fire, the fire of betrayal, the fire of Gethsemane's agony, the fire of the cross, and yet, through that fire, he declared with his final breath, "It is finished." You cannot separate finishing from suffering. But neither can you separate it from glory. The fire is not your destruction, it is your preparation. Every trial, every crushing, every storm that tests you is working toward the formation of something eternal in you. The fire is forging a faith that cannot be shaken, a love that cannot be quenched, a purpose that cannot be stolen. It is preparing you not just to survive, but to finish your race with power, purity, and the joy of knowing you were faithful. So embrace the fire, walk through it, let it do its holy work, for only through the fire can the vessel be strengthened, only through the furnace can the gold emerge, and only through the fire can you finish the life God has called you to live. Joy, true and lasting joy, is not found in comfort, but in completion. The world teaches us to chase ease, convenience, and the path of least resistance. It whispers that happiness is found in avoiding pain, evading sacrifice, and surrounding ourselves with everything that soothes the flesh. But the joy of God is different. It is not found in the shallow waters of comfort. It is found in the deep waters of purpose, fulfilled. Comfort may satisfy for a moment, but it never satisfies the soul. You were not created for comfort. You were created for calling. You were not designed merely to exist, but to finish a mission, to fulfill an assignment, to complete a divine work that heaven wrote over your life before you were ever born. And that joy, the joy of completion, cannot be imitated or replaced. When Jesus endured the cross, it wasn't for comfort. It was for completion. The word says for the joy set before him, he endured the cross, despising the shame. What was that joy? It was not ease. It was not escape. It was not avoidance of suffering. The joy was in the fulfillment of his purpose, the redemption of mankind, the crushing of the serpent's head, the opening of the gates of eternity. The joy was in finishing what he was sent to do, and so it is with you. There is a joy that comes only when you push through the pain, when you keep pressing forward, even when you're tired, when you stay faithful, even when no one sees, when you do not abandon the process, even when it would be easier to quit. That joy does not come from comfort. It comes from the knowledge that you were obedient to the call, that you didn't run from the fire, that you didn't sell your soul for convenience, that you stayed the course. The joy of comfort fades with time, but the joy of completion endures into eternity. That is the joy that fills heaven. That is the joy that echoes in the halls of glory when the Master says, "Well done, good and faithful servant." Comfort is temporary, completion is eternal. So do not be deceived by the lures of an easy life. Do not trade your crown for a pillow. Do not exchange your calling for what's convenient. Let your joy be rooted not in how easy your life becomes, but in how faithful you have been to finish what you were born to do. Because at the end of the race, at the end of the battle, at the end of the journey, there is a joy that no man can take, no trial can break, and no devil can stop. It is the joy of a life well done . The joy of a mission complete . The joy of a destiny fulfilled . The joy of a life, not just lived, but finished . Every day you wake up with breath in your lungs is not just another day. It is a step toward your finish. Whether you feel it or not, whether the skies are clear or clouded, whether you're walking in strength or crawling in weakness, each moment is part of the sacred journey. You are not just surviving time, you are moving toward eternity . You are walking the path that leads to your divine conclusion. The finished life is not built in one day of glory, but in thousands of quiet steps of obedience. It's not in the mountaintop moments alone, but in the faithfulness of the valley. It's not in the applause, but in the silence where no one sees, yet heaven records. We are often tempted to wait for the big moments, the breakthrough, the spotlight, the grand assignment, as if those are the only days that matter. But God is watching how you walk through the ordinary days, because in the kingdom there is no ordinary day . Every single moment is sacred. Every decision, every prayer, every act of love or sacrifice is moving you closer to the finish for which you were born. Think of Noah building the ark. It wasn't finished in a day. It took decades of cutting, hammering, believing, and obeying when no one else understood. Every board he placed was a step toward the divine purpose. Every insult he endured, every moment of waiting, it was all part of the finish. Think of Joseph in prison, years of isolation, injustice, and silence. But every day he remained faithful to God. He was walking closer to the throne. What looked like delay was actually divine positioning . What seemed like stagnation was secret preparation, and so it is with you. Every morning you rise and choose faith over fear, you move forward. Every time you reject temptation and walk in righteousness, you move forward. Every time you forgive when it hurts, serve when it costs, and love when it's not returned, you move forward. The finish line may seem far off, but God is not measuring your life by what the world calls success. He is measuring it by obedience. And obedience is walked out in the daily, the mundane, the unnoticed. Yet every one of those steps carries eternal weight . You don't have to understand the whole picture. You just have to take the next step. Trust that God sees the full path, even when you only see one stone at a time. One day, when you stand before the throne, you'll see that nothing was wasted, every day mattered, every step counted, every hidden act of faithfulness will shine like jewels in your crown, because in the economy of heaven, every day lived for him is a step toward the finish that lasts forever. The crown is not given at the starting line. It's not placed upon the head of the one who merely signs up for the race, who talks about the journey, or who dreams of glory, but never endures the grind. The crown is reserved for finishers, those who run with perseverance, who press on through pain, who refuse to quit even when everything in them screams to give up. Heaven does not hand out participation trophies. It does not reward potential, intention, or good beginnings alone. The Word of God declares, "Be faithful unto death, and I will give you the crown of life." Faithfulness to the end, that is the condition. Not flashes of greatness, but consistency in godliness. Not brief bursts of zeal, but the long, obedient road of surrender. The Apostle Paul knew this. He said, "I have fought the good fight, I have finished the race, I have kept the faith. Now there is in store for me the crown of righteousness." Notice, he did not say, "I believed for a season," or "I started strong." He said, "I finished." That is the cry of the faithful. That is the mark of the overcomer. The path to the crown is not paved with comfort, but with battle. You will face resistance. You will wrestle with doubt, discouragement, and delay. You will be tempted to settle, to compromise, to turn back. But the ones who inherit the crown are those who press on. They refuse to bow to Babylon. They say, "Though none go with me, still I will follow." They carry the cross daily, not just when it's popular, not just when it feels good, but all the way to the finish. Look at Jesus. He wore a crown of thorns before he wore the crown of glory. He endured the cross, despised the shame, and then sat down at the right hand of the Father. His exaltation came after his endurance. And he calls us to follow in his footsteps. There is a real crown waiting for those who finish, the crown of life, the crown of righteousness, the crown of glory that will never fade. It's not a metaphor. It's a reward more real than anything this world can offer. It is the eternal recognition of a life lived fully for God, of a servant who did not turn back, did not sell out, and did not stop short. So keep running, keep fighting, keep believing. Let nothing stop you, not failure, not fatigue, not fear. Your crown is not behind you. It is ahead of you, waiting at the finish line, and the one who holds it is faithful. He will not forget your labor. He will not overlook your tears. He will not ignore your hidden sacrifices. The race is hard, the fire is hot, the battle is fierce, but the crown is forever, and it is for finishers. So I say to you, finish the race, fulfill your calling. Do not let the enemy distract you. Do not let the world slow you down. And when your time comes, may you stand before the King, having spent it all, and hear the words that will echo for all eternity. Well done. That, my friend, is the joy of the finished life.